All right, guys, welcome in. Today I wanted to do a little prediction video on future NBA arenas because there's been several news updates on different teams planning new arenas, thinking about doing it. I'm going to lay out a full prediction from 2023 all the way till 2031, which teams are getting new arenas, which teams might be planning for it based on their current arena. Maybe there might be a big renovation. We're going to go through all of it. We've kind of had a lull when it comes to NBA arenas. There's been no new arenas 2021, 2022, 2023. And then the first one we're going to be talking about, the new Intuit Dome. The LA Clippers will be moving into it in 2024. They broke ground back in 2021, and that will be opening in the fall. Not this season. This coming season, the Clippers will still be at Crypto.com Arena, but the fall of 24, that is when the Intuit Dome will open. Construction has been ongoing there. The next one I want to talk about is a potential new Oklahoma City arena. You probably haven't heard this, but there are rumors that Oklahoma City might be releasing renderings this summer on a new arena. It does make sense considering their original arena, although it did receive renovations back in 2011. It was originally built very bare. It was built before Oklahoma City even had an NBA team back in the early 2000s. So I do think Oklahoma City will be releasing initial renderings on a new arena in the coming weeks, and then we could get groundbreaking on a new Oklahoma City arena next year with a planned opening in 2027. That's kind of a rough estimate, but there seemed to be some bickering. What was Oklahoma City going to do? Were they going to do a massive renovation for like $400 million, or is it going to be like a $900 million or $1 billion type brand new arena in the city? And it's looking like they're trying to go with the new arena option. It certainly is not finalized. Where's the funding going to come from? All of that needs to be worked out. Where's the location? But it does seem like Oklahoma City is going in that direction right now. So I would say they're at the top of the list for new arenas in the NBA. Also, you do have the recent San Antonio Spurs situation, which seemingly stemmed from the Spurs winning the NBA draft lottery, drafting the super prospect Victor Wembanyama. They have an aged stadium right now, AT&T Center. It's not horrible, but certainly the Spurs, I think, realize that they're not the best free agent destination. The location of this arena is not the best. They want to move it more downtown. They want a brand new futuristic arena for right when Victor Wembanyama becomes a free agent so they can sell him on the brand new arena, the brand new area, the location, possibly also attract more free agents. I do think they will start planning that probably in 2024. There's already been talks about it, but I'm guessing they'll release renderings in 2024, possibly opening it by 2027 or 2028. A lot of things go into it. They did get a renovation at the AT&T Center about 6 or 7 years ago, but it was only $100 million. It wasn't like a crazy huge, rebuild to where it's $500 million. So I can understand where the Spurs are coming from, even though their arena, I wouldn't say it's like bottom 5 or bottom 6, but it's a situation to where they already struggle attracting free agents. This is something they probably should do if they want to keep Wembanyama and be competitive. The next situation, it's the New Orleans Pelicans. So this is one I have been watching. Now, there was a news article that came out a few months ago that the city of New Orleans will not focus on the Pelicans arena, like building a new arena, getting a big renovation until the Caesars Superdome renovations, which are happening right now, until those are done. They're not going to be focusing on the Pelicans renovation or a new arena. I think the Pelicans straight up need a new arena. When you look at their current one, Smoothie King, it is by far the worst, and I don't think it's close. So it's going to be either an extensive, probably $500 or $600 million renovation, or just a straight up new arena for around $1 billion. I'm guessing that'll probably heat up in the coming years, 2025, 2026, after the completion of the Superdome renovation, which is a lot of money in its own right. It's around $400 million. They're doing some things to the interior of the New Orleans Superdome. It is hosting the Super Bowl very soon. The next potential new arena, we're going to be talking about the Las Vegas project. So right now, the expectation, Seattle and Las Vegas will be getting NBA expansion teams. Seattle will be playing at Climate Pledge Arena, which has already been set up for the Seattle Kraken, which is the new one of the new NHL teams. They got about $1 billion renovation into that arena, so it just makes sense. And then when it comes to Las Vegas, there's kind of some rumors that they might be planning a $10 billion NBA resort with possibly a retractable roof arena, the only retractable roof arena in the NBA. That's what it would be. And it would also include like a movie theater, shopping areas, residential areas. $10 billion is crazy. They're saying it's all going to be privately funded, but I do expect NBA expansion to happen probably 2026. So that's when that thing would be built, and they could theoretically, even if they wanted to build that, and you would say, well, that would take 3 or 4 years to just build that. They've got a brand new state-of-the-art arena in Las Vegas where the Vegas Golden Knights play. They could play there for 3 years and then move in to the potential NBA campus arena. So there's also that situation. And then we do have the Washington Wizards situation right now with their arena showing signs of age. It's not a good location. It's a terrible exterior. The lease is very interesting with the Wizards and also with the Washington Capitals, the NHL team. The thought process is the Wizards and the Capitals could move to Northern Virginia and build an arena there because they don't like the current situation right now. Whether they get a renovation to that current arena, I believe Capital One Arena, they did, put in brand new seats 4 or 5 years ago, but it is very aged. I agree. They're going to have to do something to it. I don't really know. It's very hard right now with DC. It's like the Commanders are dealing with the same problem. Do you stay in DC or do you go to Northern Virginia? That's something both the Wizards and the Capitals have talked about doing. So they're either going to need a huge multi-million, probably $500 or $600 million renovation to that arena, build a new arena in DC, which seems virtually impossible, or build a brand new arena in Northern Virginia. Those are the options right now for the Wizards, but their current arena is very old. They had this really weird, half renovation where they're putting in, picnic tables behind the basket. They're like, oh, these are VIP sections. They look like friggin' picnic tables. I don't know what it is. But I would say the Wizards later in the 2020s, probably 2027, 2028, their lease is up in 2027. But it was some weird stipulation to where they signed on for 20 more years, but they can get out of it in 2027. Either way, there's something is going to have to be done with their arena. There's no way that arena is going to last until 2047 if they sign on to another 20-year lease in that area. The next one we have, so this one, believe it or not, this one is planned. The Philadelphia 76ers, the 76er place at Market East, it's planned for 2031 with groundbreaking happening in 2028. It's ridiculous to see an NBA arena this far out, but there are a few different renderings, including kind of some weird little greenery on the roof on one of them. I guess that's the futuristic vibe to it, but a very standard interior. They do have some natural light coming in. Either way, this project is just so far out, it's hard to really comment too much on it. It seems like when they plan it this far out, there's so much that can go wrong. But I do agree with the 76ers, Wells Fargo, very similar type arena design to the Wizards, to where it's really aged and it's not getting any younger. So they do need a new arena in the coming years, and they're planning really far ahead in 2031. There have been questions, how will it disrupt the Chinatown area in Philadelphia? There's been some protests about that, but at this point, I mean, if they're not even going to be breaking ground until 2028, which is, 4 or 5 years away, it just seems like such a slow-moving project. We'll have to see there. And then this is just my pure speculation. I'll say the Denver Nuggets sometime in the late 2020s are going to plan a new arena. If you look right now, they just won a championship. They've got more revenue coming in. Ball Arena, which is where they currently play, is terrible. I understand they share it with the Avalanche, but it is not a good arena. It's constantly ranked bottom 5, bottom 4 on everyone's list. And I do think Denver, I mean, that is a good city. They are really not utilizing that arena well because it's just so bad. It's so tacky looking. It's a big city with a big population. They should be able to fund a new $1.5 billion super arena that can host both NHL and NBA. It seems like, they would get significant use out of it. Right now, the Nuggets, again, they got more revenue. I could see a potential new Denver Nuggets arena coming in the late 2020s just based off of how bad it is. But the ones that I can say for sure, we should be getting a new OKC arena sometime in the mid-2020s. The Intuit Dome, that's already being built in 2024. The Spurs' new arena is kind of cropping up right now. I'm a little, skeptical on that because their current arena is only 21 years old, but I get it. Pelicans need to do something in the mid-2020s. The NBA is going to force them because their arena is just a complete eyesore. It's not up to NBA standard. Las Vegas, even though they're probably going to get an expansion team, they might not get a new arena because they already have a really good arena there in Vegas. They could just play out and share it with the Golden Knights. The Wizards, something's going to be happening to them in the late 2020s. They've already threatened to try and get out of the lease, maybe go to Northern Virginia. The 76ers have that new arena planned in 2031. And then just my speculation, maybe the Denver Nuggets because they have such a, it's not a horrifically bad arena. It's not like the Pelicans, but Ball Arena is just, it's a bottom 5, bottom 6 arena in the NBA. And I could see them trying to upgrade that because Denver's a big city. It just seems like they would have the money to do something like that. But either way, guys, that is just kind of my futuristic take. We should get an NBA arena boom, I would say, in the mid-2020s. It's been very quiet recently. You had the Sacramento Kings, you had the Warriors get new arenas. We've kind of had a dry spell. You're going to have the Clippers, but other than the Clippers, there's really nothing else going on right now. So I would expect some renderings on OKC to come out at some point this summer. And then just a situation I almost forgot about. The Memphis Grizzlies are going to be doing something to the FedEx Forum. I would hypothesize that it is going to be around a $400 million interior renovation to the Forum. I don't think they're getting a new arena. It is a little bit more complicated because the Memphis Tigers basketball team also plays in the same arena. But I would expect the Grizzlies, because this has been in the news, they've been talking about it, around a $500 million renovation in the mid-2020s. I almost forgot about that one. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.